Because religion is just meant to bring the best out of us and keep us from committing
sins
Yeah.
or doing bad things.
We're just doing bad things anyway. It's like a moral code. It's like a moral code between a person and a higher spiritual
being.
Which
Okay.
is Allah.
What I think, what I think religion was made. It was made because way back in the day, like if you go back like thousands of years, more than 2,000 years. If you keep going back thousands of years, there was no such thing as law, right?
Yeah.
There was no such thing as like what's right.
No, there
what's
was. Why
Well,
people assume
it wasn't.
when they're
It wasn't
talking,
really
there was.
strict though.
It was strict.
How?
There were always laws.
There
All
were-
the empires that existed had laws. They that's how
But
they
the
survived.
law was
An eye
religion.
for an eye, for example.
To be like, yeah, some cultures had an eye for an
Yeah,
eye.
yeah.
Some cultures,
But-
every culture, every part of the world, every tribe had its own
But
set of laws.
those laws were more raw. You know what I'm saying? They weren't defined. They weren't really to make humanity better. They were like really savage. And they weren't really defined.
What are you talking about?
Right?
In terms of
So wait. So what I'm saying is, religion was made way back in the day by somebody pretty smart, who was a philosopher, right? Who could be for you guys. I forget the name of the dude.
Allah.
No, Allah.
Prophet Muhammad.
Prophet
Oh,
Muhammad.
I was
Prophet
like,
Muhammad.
No, but how many religions?
Wait. Let me get to that, right? So like every single like nation or area had like one smart guy. Like there had to be like a super smart guy who was who noticed all this like things in humanity and blah blah blah, right? And then he came across this thing called religion, which was basically he told people, oh, there's a higher spiritual being, right? That's telling us to be good people, to help each other out. You know what I'm saying? And that's religion. And the higher person who told me all this stuff is Allah. But if I went to like back in the day and if I said, oh shit, okay, so you're gonna do this because we're supposed to be good humans, they won't believe me, right? But if I say like there was something stronger than us, something more powerful than us, that came and told us all this, right? You are more than likely to believe me, especially back in the day when like science wasn't really strong. You feel me? You feel me? And that's why I think religion got created. It got created as a written law, not really a law, but like as a law in society.
So what created us? Let's just start. Like, how were we created?
Wait, let's just finish
Before we
this.
go to that,
and then
just got a question. So you're thinking that religion was created by someone who wanted to convince people
to be peaceful,
to be good,
nice. Yeah.
but he didn't know how to do that, so he lied to them. And now, like after 2,000 years, everybody has been like,
well, maybe, yeah. How else are you gonna get somebody to believe in?
What's your
If you
evidence
come
for
with
that?
it? There is no evidence. It's my philosophy.
yeah,
That's what I think.
that's just, like it's
This is my
it's
thesis.
an idea on
Put it
the
on the
table.
corner.
Doing it. I don't
No,
care.
no.
That's gonna be interesting for the viewers. So
No, it's supposed to be an open-minded like podcast. So
Yeah.
we discuss.
So,
I actually never thought about that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think. I mean, I see valuable parts of religion and I see bad parts about it. Either being in Muslim or Christians, because I've been in anything.
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity to see both worlds, like the main religions at least, Christian and Islam. As I said, my parents are mostly Muslim, but I've had the opportunity to have a lot of Christian friends and meet a lot of Christian people, talk with priests and all. And I see both good and bad parts of each religion. And as far as like the idea of a guy lying about making a good society, I think there were some good things about doing that.
I feel like that guy was much smarter than like most other people, right? So
Yeah,
he knows
yeah,
that.
I get
And
that.
then
Yeah.
he did that.
So what I'm trying to say is that like the religion on itself has its own good ideals that people need to follow, but also it has some bad parts. And maybe as we go on and talk about this, it could be probably because during so many years, people like who got the power of their religion changed it and used it on their own advantage, profit or something. And yeah, that's what I think. Like maybe it got misinterpreted, or even maybe like really like the guy who, let's say, lied or maybe he was actually telling the truth, didn't show everything that was supposed to be shown for the God they were interpreting. Yeah.
So what I was saying, back to your point, since you got to experience both Christianity and Islam, right? At the core basics of both of the religion, they are basically the same thing.
They are basically
They
the
all
same.
they preach the same thing. Same with Hinduism,
Yeah.
right? We preach the same thing as Christians and Muslims do.
Yeah.
But we just use different God,
Yeah.
and that's our different religion. Because I feel like that came from a dude from a different land than like where Islam or Christianity was created, right? So he, to convince other people, he came with a different God.
Yeah.
And then I feel like the way people started questioning him, right? So let's just say for Muslims and Christianity, there's only one God. For Hinduism, there's like thousands of gods, right? There's a God for everything. There's a God of money. There's a God of water. There's a God of trees. There's a God of air, right? So I feel like what happened with the Hindu God is when people started questioning, like, oh, then who created water? Then who created God? I mean, not God, air. Who created tree, right? He said there's a different God aside. He's like, he just had to come up with something, right? Because people were questioning him, and then he wanted people to believe in it, so people can be good overall people. Humanity can be good. That's what all religion in the world preach, right? For Hinduism, he came up with like, oh shit, there's a God of water. There's a God of fire. There's a God of money. There's a God of all this.
Like the Greek gods.
Yeah. If you respect money, you'll get money back to you. If you respect water, if you respect food, like you don't waste your food, right? You don't throw it out. You help other people who don't have food to feed them and stuff like that. You'll get more food back in. So that's what Islam and Christianity preach as well, right? Help other people, teach a man how to fish.
On the very basic of both religions, what I've noticed is that you are supposed to be a good person, to help other people, and to show like a good figure to your children or people around you. So that's the basic, like you need to help, you need to forgive, and those are the two main things. I don't know, maybe
that's the same with Hinduism
we can get your opinion on that because you're also more.
No, I agree with you guys.
You agree?
I agree. Like,
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense.
Just bring the
think
skepticism
differently.
back to the religion itself. Like, why is it so important for God, for us to be either good or bad? Just that, because
No, it doesn't. But it's some people, for example, don't like. For me, for example, like if suicide was a haram, or like jumped off the Ennis building like 2 years ago.
But that's
straight up, I would have jumped like a long time ago. If killing wasn't haram, I would have like killed someone.
maybe,
but wait, religion, what religion is
It's a moral.
It's a moral. It's a moral.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
That's
They guide you. It's a law for your soul.
That's a law that was written by someone
A higher to tell you how you can have
a prophet who is a philosopher.
A philosopher that was so like scientifically advanced than an entire universe. Come on, bro.